What is going on YouTube today? We are ripping our converter apart. So what we're gonna do, since I made a boo-boo and I messed up my motor, had to take transmission out, converters out. I was gonna wait till over the winter to do this, but we're gonna go ahead and do it today. And that is, we're putting a mechanical diode, sprag, in our converter. So this is a one-way diode, and I'll show you here what it does. Okay, so what a mechanical diode is, this is your mechanical diode, and it's a one-way clutch. So as you can see, this spins, and it does not spin the other way, it locks. So the advantages of this is it cuts down a lot on fluid shear from the stator to the pump. A lot of guys will not run these, what they're called spragless. It's a solid hub, and you guys will see the solid hub once I open the converter up. A lot of guys don't run them because these can break, but these mechanical diodes are very strong. Pete from Circle D says this is the only one he'll run. He does not see failures with these. And he said with my car, the reason we're trying it is one, street driven, this will cool down, the fluid won't get as hot, nowhere near as fast. And then also during drag racing, it can be more efficient having a sprag in there. And sometimes he says he will see improvements on ET and mile an hour with having a sprag in the converter. He says typically cars like mine that rev really high, big turbo, low liter on the motor, he says he can sometimes will see pretty big changes with just putting a diode in the converter. So we're gonna go ahead and try it. If anything, he says it's not gonna slow me down. If anything, I may not see much change at all, but I will see a fluid temperature change, especially when street driving. So we're gonna rip this converter apart and show you how this goes in. This is always the fun part, is getting the case off. Kind of forget what I did last time. I think I just put it on the edge. Oh, it's coming. Never mind, it's coming right off. There we go. All right. So we're taking a look, making sure everything looks okay. The converter fins aren't bent, nothing crazy inside. So so far it looks pretty good. Looks like the last time I had it out. All right, everything looks pretty good in the pump there. All right, so here's our stator. As you can see, that spins, and right now it spins freely. So converter spinning, pump spinning, this can spin any direction at once. And what it does is it ends up shearing the fluid even more because it is allowed to spin free. Once the sprag goes in, it'll lock this one way, so it stays with the pump and the converter while I'm cruising. And it's not shearing the fluid so much. So it's supposed to help out quite a bit. We will find out. So the bearing comes off. I put everything the way it went in. Stator comes out. And then we have a bottom We had a bottom bearing pack as well. So that goes between all these like that. I'll put that to the side. And then this is our pump. Try to get some fluid out and dump it over here. Go ahead and just set that there for now. We have a little one-way in the back here that everything sits on. Put that to the side. Go ahead and dump this fluid out. All right, fluid is out. Seal actually doesn't look too bad, honestly. Pete always sends a new seal, so we'll go ahead and throw the new seal on, but it really doesn't look too bad. But always clean everything up really good. This is obviously a dirty rag right now, but I'll go through the whole thing, clean everything up. It's really nice. I don't see any damage anywhere. Everything looks super nice. Lots of fluid. All right, so as you guys can see, this is a solid hub. This does not move. The stator is all, it's solid. There's nothing, there's no one way or nothing. So we have to take all this out and we'll put our mechanical diode inside here. All right, I got her out. This clip is, yeah, it sucks getting that hook out. So we got our one side out there. And then inside here is our solid hub. And just press it. There you go. So as you can see, the stator, that's what we switched out. Okay. And then here's our backside guy. Backside is different than the front, just remember that. So back stays on the back. We're gonna go ahead and put that back in. We don't wanna confuse what goes where. Definitely don't want to confuse it. So she's back in and flush. That's the back side. You can tell because these, this is the back side. You can tell because these are cut out on the back. So I always know that's my back. So that goes like that. So as you guys can see, solid hub, solid steel hub versus this is your mechanical diode. So that's the difference. Now I gotta go back and look at what Pete said about how this goes in. I'm assuming that this end goes up towards me, but I'm gonna go back and look at the messages and make sure. But once we figure out how this goes, this just drops in here. Just like the solid hub went in. This goes in the same way. It's got to be perfect though. And if it ain't perfect, it ain't gonna go. But let me make sure I know which way this is going before I get her all the way in there. All right, so we're also replacing the radiator, which really sucks. It's a very nice radiator, but I don't trust. If you look straight down, you can see how it bowed really bad. And then the bottom is also bowed. You see this is straight. See how you can see the fins. So it really bowed it out, and I don't know if there's some crack, you know, if it cracked welds or anything. I don't really trust the radiator would be working. So Jason got me a new one, so we're going to swap out our fan, put the new radiator in. All right, brand new CSF radiator. These are really awesome radiators. She's all in, ready to go. It's a shame. I mean, honestly, it may not be bad. I don't know. It might be bad. I don't know. Maybe I will sell it really cheap to somebody and be like, hey, if it works, keep it. If it doesn't, I'll give your money back.
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
The car is not perfect.
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
All right, so we got our diode in. So what we had to do, I had to take this over to my dad and have him machine this lip off. So if you guys remember, there was a lip on the end here, and the plates wouldn't go flush with this. So it needed to be cut off, and Pete just forgot to machine it. And he said I could send it back and he'd machine it for me, but my dad also is a machinist, so he was able to do it. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in our stator. And so how this goes in is, he said the pump side of the stator, so this would be the pump side facing me, because that's the pump over there. So stator down, so it'd be like that, right? And they want the diode, the splines, to go clockwise. That means the actual fins of the stator will go counterclockwise. So that means this is up. So this will go down inside there like that. And once you put this guy on, which we'll go ahead and do quick, put our bearing down. This goes on top. Just like that. So now this can spin counterclockwise, and then the other direction it's locked. So that's what I got from Pete and some other videos that I watched. So we'll go ahead and put our top plate on and snap ring in, and we'll be good to go. All right, got the clip in. She's a little bit of a doozy, but she's in. And there you go. You got your one-way mechanical diode, sprag, set up. So then we will go ahead and stick her down on the bearing. Make sure it's seated in all the way, and it is. There we go. And then our top bearing goes on the top here. There is a certain position, so the rounded, as you can see, it's bigger on the top. The round goes up, so this goes down, just like that. And then the cap goes on top. So that is everything. So everything is in there, and she's ready to close up. Well, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys learned something in the converter there. Remember, those sprags only go one way. Remember, it needs to go clockwise, which means your stator fins will rotate counterclockwise. So make sure you guys get that right. But it's really not hard. It's pretty easy to install. I'm excited to see if I see temp drops and if I see some efficiency on the big end. So we'll see if we gain some mile an hour. I'll have to compare some old data on the same boost power level to the new data and see if we gain anything, see how it acts. Again, like, I won't be upset if it doesn't. But if anything, it might just be able to cruise a lot cooler. Trans temps might stay more in check on like longer cruise drives and stuff like that. So we'll see. But hey, appreciate it. Comment, like, subscribe, like, watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. See you.